This winter storm just became a massive threat to millions of Americans, and what I am about to show you will change everything you thought you knew about winter weather emergencies. 119 people are now confirmed dead from Winter Storm Fern. 300 million Americans were under weather alerts at the same time. But here is what will absolutely stun you. We are not done. Right now, Winter Storm Gianna is exploding into a bomb cyclone off the southeast coast, and meteorologists are warning this could be the most dangerous back-to-back winter weather pattern in 40 years. But here is the kicker that is making even veteran forecasters panic. This new bomb cyclone is forming at an unusually low latitude off the southeast coast. Dr. Ryan Torn at the University at Albany confirmed that bomb cyclones off New York or Boston are normal. This one developing right off the southeast coast is extremely rare and extremely dangerous. We are talking about a storm system behaving in ways meteorologists have not seen in decades. If you want critical updates about these life-threatening weather patterns that could save your life, smash that like button right now. Your engagement helps us reach people who desperately need this information to make survival decisions. Let me show you exactly why this situation has become so much more dangerous in the last 24 hours. Winter storm. Giana is undergoing rapid intensification in a location that scientists are calling unprecedented. The National Weather Service just issued blizzard warnings for the Outer Banks and southeastern Virginia, the first such warnings for these regions in over a decade. When the government issues blizzard warnings for areas that have not seen them in 10 years, you know we are dealing with something extraordinary. Here is what is absolutely mind-blowing about the forecast numbers spanning multiple states. Eastern North Carolina could see their largest snowfall since 1989. Columbia, South Carolina, is potentially getting 10+ inches of snow. But here is what is even more shocking. Florida is experiencing its coldest temperatures in over a decade. Orlando is forecast to drop to 24 degrees Saturday night, with freeze warnings extending as far south as central Florida. Dallas and the Texas region are facing extreme cold warnings, with wind chills potentially reaching -20 degrees. This is the same area that just lost 13 people during Winter Storm Fern, including 3 young brothers who fell through the ice. Texas power grid officials are closely monitoring demand as millions crank up heating systems during the prolonged freeze. New Jersey has declared a state of emergency ahead of the weekend storm. The Garden State has not seen a winter storm of this magnitude in nearly a decade, with officials warning residents this is not typical for the region. Boston and Massachusetts are expecting 12 to 18 inches of snow, with the potential for 24 inches in jackpot zones along the coastal boundary. This could be the biggest snowstorm since February 2021. Georgia is under ice storm warnings, with Metro Atlanta expecting 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. Areas northeast of the city along Interstate 85 could see 1/2 to a full inch of ice accumulation. North Georgia mountains could receive up to 4 inches of snow and sleet, with wind chills reaching -20 degrees. Drop your location in the comments right now and tell me what the weather conditions are like where you are, because I want to show you exactly how this bomb cyclone will specifically impact your area and what you need to do to stay safe. Pennsylvania is still recovering from 3 snow shoveling deaths during Winter Storm Fern, with victims aged 60 to 84. The state is now bracing for another significant snow event, with Philadelphia expecting 8 to 18 inches depending on exact location. The Lehigh Valley could see 13 to 18 inches on the high end. Maryland and Baltimore are facing 6 to 10 inches along the Interstate 95 corridor, but areas northwest of Baltimore could see 12 or more inches. Western Maryland might receive nearly 2 feet of snow. This would be the first significant 6-inch or greater snow event for the region since 2016. Virginia's coastal areas are under blizzard warnings. Norfolk is expecting 7 to 12 inches of snow, combined with hurricane-force winds. The combination of heavy snow and 70 miles per hour wind gusts will create near-zero visibility and extremely dangerous travel conditions. Southeastern Virginia could experience 2 to 4 feet of coastal flooding during peak storm conditions. But wait, there's more that is going to absolutely shock you about what we just learned from Winter Storm Fern. The death toll has risen to 119 confirmed fatalities, making this the deadliest winter weather event in years. Mississippi alone lost 14 people. Texas confirmed 13 deaths, including 3 brothers, ages 6, 8, and 9, who drowned after falling through ice. New York City found 10 people dead outdoors during the extreme cold. Louisiana reported 9 deaths from hypothermia and carbon monoxide poisoning. These are not just statistics. These are real people whose lives were cut short by the exact same type of winter weather pattern that is developing right now off the coast. A 19-year-old college student in Michigan went missing without a coat and was found dead. A Kansas teacher was discovered covered in snow after leaving without proper clothing. In Massachusetts, a 51-year-old woman was killed by a snowplow at a transit station. Now, here is what makes this weekend's storm even more terrifying. Hurricane-force winds are forecast to hit the southeast coast. We are talking about wind gusts approaching 70 miles per hour along parts of the North Carolina and Virginia shoreline by Saturday night. CNN meteorologist Brianna Waxman warned that where these winds coincide with heavy snow, blizzard conditions are possible, with near-zero visibility and extremely dangerous travel. Share this video immediately with everyone you know, because this rapid storm development can catch people completely off guard. The information I am giving you right now could be the difference between safety and disaster for your friends and family. The economic destruction from Winter Storm Fern alone has reached catastrophic levels. AccuWeather estimates $105 billion to $115 billion in total damage and economic losses. Climate scientist Adam Smith confirmed this will easily be the first billion-dollar weather disaster of 2026, and we're not even done with January. Bank of America economists estimate Winter Storm Fern could shave 0.5 to 1.5 percentage points off first-quarter economic growth. Here is what is absolutely fascinating about the infrastructure collapse we witnessed. The aviation system effectively collapsed, with over 20,000 flight cancellations from January 23rd to January 26th. American Airlines called it the most disruptive storm in their 100-year history. Over 1 million customers lost power at peak, and as of now, 51,000 customers in Louisiana still do not have electricity from last week's storm. Supply chains are still severely disrupted. UPS suspended delivery to over 3,000 zip codes. FedEx activated national contingency plans. The U.S. Postal Service suspended priority mail express guarantees entirely. Nashville experienced its largest outage in history, with 230,000 customers losing power. Tennessee Valley Authority reported 17 local power delivery points knocked completely offline. But here is where this story takes a turn that will make your jaw drop. Even as communities are still recovering from Fern, another major weather system is rapidly intensifying. The National Weather Service issued this warning: a major weekend East Coast winter storm with rapidly deepening low pressure and high wind, wave, and heavy snow impacts along the seaboard, especially anomalous for the coastal Carolinas. Over 33 million people are already under winter storm watches and warnings for this weekend. The storm is expected to undergo bombogenesis, which means the pressure will drop at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. When storms intensify that rapidly, they create conditions that can overwhelm emergency response systems and catch people completely unprepared. Bombogenesis. At this latitude is extremely concerning. If you are anywhere in the path of this developing storm, like this video right now and subscribe with notifications on. When dangerous weather develops this rapidly, you need every single update to make informed decisions that could literally save your life. Here is what will absolutely blow your mind about the records that were shattered during Winter Storm Fern. Toronto broke an 82-year-old snowfall record with 46 centimeters, the largest single-day snowfall since 1937. Columbus, Ohio set a new daily record with 11.9 inches, obliterating the previous record of 4.7 inches from 1988. Little Rock, Arkansas shattered a record that had stood since 1899. We are talking about 127-year-old records being completely destroyed. Temperature records fell alongside snowfall records. Flint, Michigan hit -24 degrees, just 1 degree above their all-time record. Grand Rapids, Michigan recorded -19 degrees, the coldest since 1994. Wind chills reached life-threatening levels, with Minnesota and North Dakota experiencing -50 degrees or lower. Eastern Iowa dropped below -40 degrees. This is extreme cold. The human cost extends far beyond the death toll. Hundreds of thousands of people are still without heat and electricity in below-freezing temperatures. Emergency warming centers are overwhelmed. Hospitals are reporting increased admissions for hypothermia and carbon monoxide poisoning. Emergency management officials are warning that the combination of damaged infrastructure from the first storm and incoming severe weather could create a compounding disaster. Now here is what is absolutely terrifying about what meteorologists are discovering. A confirmed stratospheric warming event has disrupted the polar vortex, and this is not temporary. Severe Weather Europe reports that a major polar vortex split is predicted around mid-February, with stratospheric temperatures forecast to peak 50 degrees Celsius above normal. This could be the biggest polar vortex disruption yet this winter. Polar vortex disruption at this scale would be historic. What this means is that the dangerous cold pattern we are experiencing is locked in through at least mid-February. Dr. Esther Mullins from the University of Florida explained that the air has already been primed, and now we are getting secondary pushes of cold air. Additional Arctic outbreaks are predicted to continue into early February at minimum. 24 states have declared emergencies. Federal emergency declarations now cover 12 states. FEMA characterized this as one of the most expansive and severe winter weather emergencies in recent history. Over 900 federal staff have been deployed with resources including 300 generators, 7 million meals, 3 million liters of water, and 650,000 blankets prepositioned. The National Guard has been activated in 15 states with over 5,400 personnel deployed. Georgia mobilized 500 guardsmen. Maryland activated 160 personnel with specialized vehicles. 28 urban search and rescue teams are on standby across 7 FEMA regions. Here is what separates this from typical weather reporting. The polar vortex displacement that created Winter Storm Fern sent Arctic air plunging into North America from an unusually low latitude off the coast of Baja California. NOAA deployed a Gulfstream 4 research aircraft and hurricane hunters to investigate the structure, a rare measure typically reserved for tropical storms. When they send hurricane hunters into winter weather systems, you know we are dealing with something exceptional. But here is what will absolutely shock you about the immediate forecast. Winter storm. Giana will peak during a full moon weekend, amplifying coastal flooding risks. The National Weather Service warns of 2 to 4 feet of water inundation from the South Carolina coast through the Outer Banks to Virginia and Maryland. Astronomical high tides combined with hurricane-force winds could produce moderate to locally significant coastal flooding. The timing could not be worse. Peak snowfall intensity is forecast for Saturday morning through early afternoon, when most people would normally be running errands or traveling. Blizzard conditions are expected Saturday night along the North Carolina and Virginia coast, with winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. Zero visibility and extremely dangerous travel conditions will make rescue operations nearly impossible. Emergency management officials are already positioning resources. Duke Energy has deployed 18,000 workers from 27 states and Canada. They warn that ice makes falling branches 30 times heavier, and with half an inch to 1 inch of ice forecast across parts of the Carolinas, catastrophic infrastructure damage is possible. Drop your exact location in the comments one more time and tell me what your biggest concern is for this weekend's storm. I personally read every comment to help people in specific areas understand the dangerous conditions headed their way. Long-range forecasts show no relief in sight. The Climate Prediction Center projects a moderate risk of much below normal temperatures for the Northeast, Eastern Great Lakes, and Central Appalachians from February 8th to February 12th. Wind chills below 0 degrees may extend as far south as Virginia and Kentucky. AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg warns their long-range forecast for February calls for below-average temperatures across much of the eastern two-thirds of the nation. Climate scientist Jennifer Francis notes that studies suggest these polar vortex aberrations are happening more often, favoring more frequent winter extremes. We are seeing atmospheric patterns that were once considered once-in-a-generation events happening multiple times per year. The key takeaway for everyone watching this is critical. Patterns like this can change in hours. Continuous monitoring from reliable sources is not just helpful, it is essential for survival. What we witnessed with Winter Storm Fern and what is developing with Winter Storm Gianna demonstrates how quickly modern infrastructure can collapse when multiple extreme events unfold simultaneously across America. Another storm system is already being tracked from February 5th to February 7th. With the polar vortex split expected in mid-February, meteorologists warn the eastern United States remains stuck in a pattern of bitter cold and dangerous storms through at least the first half of February. The worst 10 days of winter in 40 years may be followed by the worst February in a generation.